Aloha, welcome to Live Yoga Channel. I am Terra, this is Evan, and we are live here in Honolulu on the beautiful island of Oahu. So, without further ado, let's get started. We practice for about an hour, hour 15 on Monday, Thursday mornings. You can join with us or at a time that works for you. But if you're practicing with us now, go ahead and find a comfortable seated position with the spine long. Roll the shoulders up, down and back. Close the eyes. Tilt the chin down slightly. And bring your attention to your breath moving in and out of the nostrils. With the gaze in between your eyebrows with your eyes closed. Use this time to set an intention for your practice. Patience, strength, resilience, whatever comes to you first or foremost, and just hold that word, that feeling in between the eyebrows as you breathe in and out. Letting this sweet intention be your guide throughout the practice should you find that you lose focus. Go ahead and open the eyes. Let's get started. We'll start with our warm-ups, and starting with the skull, we'll do skull shining breath. We'll release some tension and all the fluids around them in and around the brain. So we'll be moving. This is a breath practice, Kapalabhati, and what we'll be doing, it's a forceful exhalation through the nose and a passive inhalation through the nose. So you'll follow my cues, and as you exhale forcefully through the nose, you'll also draw your belly button back at the same time, back towards the spine, okay? So inhale, exhale, 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 keep going. Draw your perineum up from the floor as if you're preventing yourself from going to the loo. Keep going. Exhale, 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 exhale completely. Inhale, half lung of air. Pause. Drop the chin into the chest. Roll the shoulders up to the ear. Draw that perineum up. It's Kumbha. This is a breath retention with your eyes closed. Stare in between your eyebrow center. When you need the breath, let go, but hold this as long as you can. When you need the breath, release the shoulders, release the lock. Inhale gently. Exhale completely. We'll do the breath retention one more time. Inhale, half lung of air. Pause, drop the chin towards the chest, the shoulders towards the ear, belly button back towards the spine, and lift all the muscles of your pelvic floor as if you're keeping yourself from going to the loo. And then release when you need the breath. Inhale gently. Exhale slowly. The breath return to normal. Next, let's move to yoga for the eyes. So we'll keep the head and neck straight. We'll keep our shoulders facing forward. We're going to move only the eyes. So take an inhale. On an exhale, look down, look up. Look down, look up. Look down, look up. Center. Another breath in. Exhale, look far right, far left, far right, far left, far right, far left, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far right, look up, far left, look down, center. Another breath in. Exhale, look down, far left, look up, far right, look down, center. Beautiful. Now, instead of stretching the eyes, we're going to focus the eyes. With Tratakan, Lift your right hand up and point your index finger up towards the ceiling. Have it be about shoulder height. You're staring at the fingernail. Go ahead and look past. Take your gaze past the fingernail. And then now bring it back. And then begin to gently bend the elbow. Slowly draw that finger towards the nose. Keep your gaze at the fingernail. Exhale, send it back out slowly. Do your best to not blink. When the elbow's straight, look past the finger. We'll do it again. Bring your gaze to the fingertip. Inhale, bend slowly. Do your best to not blink. It's okay if you do. Just that's where we're efforting. Exhale, extend the elbow. Look past the finger. And then bring your gaze back to the fingertip one last time. Inhale, bend. Take it out slowly. Look past the finger. And go ahead and release. Let's bring our hands together and build some heat. As fast as you can go. We'll take the right palm and cup it over the right eye. Take the left palm and cup it over the left eye with your eyes open. See if you can keep any light from coming into your palms and stare into the black abyss of your palms. Healthy eyes. We're bringing healing energy to the rods and the cones of the retinas. Healing our eyes. Grateful, grateful for the eyes. Release the hands. Interlace your hands. Extend them out in front. Press them away, those palms. Take them up overhead. Stretch, reach towards the ceiling. Keep your chin level. Go ahead and close the eyes and bring your breath awareness to the back of the throat. Notice the elongation all along the back. And you might feel a slight constriction in the epiglottis as you breathe, inviting our ujjayi breath, our ocean-like breath. Staying soft in the face. Exhale, release. Take the back of the hands, bring them together. Take the right palm over the left, interlace. We're going to draw the hands towards the chest and then back over. To your degree, everybody's different. Every day is different. Breathing gently here and relying on that ujjayi breath throughout our practice to guide whether we take a pose or posture further or back off some. So if we're feeling constricted in the face, back off some. If we're able to keep a smile on our face and breathe slowly, and we feel, go ahead and take your hands back out. We're going to switch sides, honoring we may feel totally different on this side. Draw the hands in and then out. And breathe slowly. So if we're able to smile easily, and our breath is long and steady, then that's an indication that we can take our pose a little bit further. Go ahead and release, shake it out. Let's go ahead and extend the legs out in front of us. We've been moving from the head, the neck, the shoulders, the eyes, the shoulders, wrists, elbows, and fingers. Now we're going to start yoga for the toes. So extend the legs out in front. Hands to the side in stick pose. We're going to move only the toes with toe cranks for 1 release, 2 release, 3 release, 4 release, 5 release, 6 and hold. Go ahead and release. Cross the right leg over the left. And just like we did with the fingers, we're going to do with the toes. So see if you can interlace your toes. 1 at a time. 1 toe is fantastic. 2 toes is amazing. 3 toes is magnificent. Get to your point. Get to where you are today and keep that positive attitude maybe next week, maybe next month. Go ahead and squeeze. We're activating all the nerve endings from the toes all the way up to the low back, the sciatica. Go ahead and release. We're going to switch sides. Don't use your fingers here. 1 toe, 2 toes, 3 toes. Get to where you are and then squeeze and hold. Keep your breath slow and steady. And release. Moving up to the ankles. We're going to go forward and backwards for 1 release, 2 release, 3 release, 4, 5, 6, and hold. Let's make circles, first clockwise with our ankles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Opposite direction. 4, 5, and 6. Bend the left knee, grab onto the elbows underneath. Sit tall, and then make circles with your left knee. First clockwise, 4, 5, and 6. Then the opposite, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll switch sides, taking our time in the warm-ups here. Go ahead. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Counterclockwise. Beautiful. Coming up to the front of the mat, bend the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot into the inner left thigh. Take the left heel to the left hip. Go ahead and make any adjustments, and first just lean back onto your fingertips. Go ahead and walk yourself back to see where your pose is today. Perhaps you can drop down to your forearms and just rest here. We're feeling this length. We're breathing into the length all along the left quad, psoas, all the connective tissues here. If this feels good and you can take it all the way down to the earth like Evan's showing here, you have the privilege to take your arms up overhead, maybe grab onto your wrists and breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come out of this slowly and gently, bringing your hands by your sides. Press into those forearms. Lift that chest away from the earth, and we'll switch sides. Acknowledging we may feel more tight or more open on this side. So take it back to your degree, taking our time. First coming down to the forearms and elbows. Breathing gently here, and then take your, if you have the privilege to take your spine all along the floor, you can take your arms up overhead. Long, slow breaths here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. We'll take our arms to by our hips, help our body upright, and then we're going to gently come to standing at the front of our mat. Feet together, coming into Tadasana. Roll those shoulders up and back. This is our first standing pose of the morning. Simply close your eyes. Feel your feet connecting to the earth below you. And visualize roots growing from underneath the soles of your feet into the earth, grounding you into all of the earth's energies. And then as you breathe and you feel tall, I want you to visualize the most beautiful sunrise or sunset that you've seen recently. And in your mind's eye, I want you to connect to the gifts, all the gifts that you personally receive from the sun each day. As the sun provides life to all beings on our planet, all life on planet Earth. Feeling grateful, grateful for the sun. We'll move through 2 slow sun salutations to pay respects and gratitude for all the gifts we receive from the mighty sun. Follow my cues. Inhale, open your eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge at the waist, fold forward. Now this is the first stretch of the day. If you need to keep your knees bent, that's totally okay. Let your head hang heavy. We'll stay here a few breaths, so let the weight come into the balls of your feet. Let your sits bones go up towards the ceiling. Feel your chest draw closer to the thighs. Perhaps you have your hands on your ankles, the backs of your calves. Perhaps you have the privilege to bring your fingertips to the earth or your palms all the way to the mat with your fingertips facing backwards. Let your breath be long, slow, and steady here. Tuck your chin into your chest ever so slightly. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and gently bend your knees. Take your fingertips to either side of your feet. Take the left leg back. Drop to the knee and the top of the left foot. Inhale those shoulders up. Roll them back as you lunge into that front right knee. The right knee is in alignment with the right big toes. You're lunging into that front leg and you're rooting in the top of the back foot and the back knee. Go ahead and take your gaze up. Your chest is towards the heavens. Let the weight of gravity draw on your fingertips. Breathe slowly. No overstretching here. We're still early. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your hands back to the mat. Tuck the back left toes. Take the right leg back to meet the left. Press into the hands. Press into the heels. This is our first mountain pose of the day. In the West, we call this down dog. Our teachers from the Himalayas, they refer to us as mountain pose, so that's what we do. You can lift up onto your tippy toes and then take those heels down towards the mat. Press powerfully through both your palms. Draw your elbows, the inner elbows, so they're facing one another. Press the chest back towards the thighs. Lift your sits bones up towards the ceiling. You're breathing slow and steady. The bottom of your next exhalation, we're going to drop to our knees, chest, and chin. Ashtan Pranam, 8-limb pose. So we've got our 2 toes, our 2 knees, our chest, chin, and 2 hands on the mat. Our belly's lifted from the floor. I like to come up onto my fingertips, keep the elbows in tight. Stare down the nose. Your gaze is on the mat right in front of your nose. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, drop the belly to the earth. Slide your chest through your hands. And for this one, as we're warming up still, let's keep our forearms on the ground, and rather than cobra, we'll come into sphinx. So draw your chest in between your shoulders. Take the gaze up in between the eyebrows, up to the ceiling. Your bum is soft. The tops of your feet are Pressing down into the mat. Breathing into the low back, the mid back. Drawing that chest up towards the sky. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. We'll take our hands underneath of our shoulders, tuck the toes, press into the palms, lift the hips back, coming into mountain pose. Reach those heels down towards the earth, and notice that one heel might want to reach the earth more than the other. See if you can press both heels evenly into the earth. Take the left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee and the top of the right foot. Inhale, those shoulders up and back. Lunge into that front left knee. Look up, look back. Remembering that intention you set at the beginning of practice, staying soft in the face, focused on the breath here. Lunging powerfully into that front left leg, relieving the grankies, the blockages, waking up the body. Thank you, body. Exhale completely. Take the hands to the earth, tuck the back right toes. Exhale that right leg up to meet the left as you forward fold and let the head hang towards the earth. The body's starting to warm up here. So you may notice if your hands were on your shins, maybe you can take them to the ankles, or if they were at the feet, maybe you can bring the palms to the earth. Tuck the chin towards the chest and let the top of the head come down towards the top of the foot, top of the feet. Inhale, draw the arms all the way up overhead. Look up, look back, gentle back bend, and then hands through prayer position as we close the posture. Exhale, release the hands to the sides. We'll do the same thing on the other side, this time moving a little bit more swiftly. Follow my cues. Inhale, open the eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead. Look up, look back. Exhale, fold forward. Take the right leg back. Drop to the knee and the top of the foot. Inhale, those shoulders up and back. Look up. Exhale, release the hands back to the mat. Tuck the toes. Take the left leg back, mountain pose. Bottom of the exhalation, drop the knees, chest, and chin. Hold the breath out. Slide on through to Sphinx or Cobra. Keep the elbows in tight. The tush is soft. Keep the gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, tuck the toes, bow to the earth. Lift those hips. Press them back. Mountain pose. Take the right foot in between the hands. Drop the knee, the top of the foot. Inhale, the shoulders up and back. Look up. Release the hands back to the mat. Tuck the toes. Exhale, left leg back up to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale, hands together all the way up and back. Look up. Exhale through prayer position. Release the hands to the sides. Go ahead and close your eyes and bring your awareness, your introspection to the beating of your heart. See if you can find your heartbeat. Notice that the body's starting to warm up here. Your shoulders are starting to feel more aligned. Your hips feeling more aligned. The ankles. It's really sending focused appreciation to all the systems of the body. Giving thanks to the beating heart. Visualizing our lungs, our beautiful healthy lungs. The lower lobes, the middle lobes, the upper lobes. Taking in each fresh breath. Purifying, taking the oxygen and sending it to the heart, where our heart then sends off this beautiful life force to every cell in our body. Thank you, body. In the morning after this full moon and eclipse season that we're in, let's bring our mind's eye to the most beautiful full moon we've been seeing in the night sky. We'll do 2 rounds of Chandra Namaskar, paying respects to the moon and how it supports life on our planet and in our body as well. Honoring how the tides and all the waters of the planet, as well as all the waters of our internal ecosystem, are impacted by the phases of the moon. So this Chandra Namaskar is paying respects to the moon. Inhale, deeply open the eyes. Exhale, hands to prayer position. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up, look back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, take the left leg back, drop to the top of the knee and the top of the foot. This time, hands through prayer position, steeple at the heart. Take the arms up overhead, look up, look back. Lunge into that front right foot, crescent moon pose. You're balancing on the back left knee and the top of the left foot. Your breath is slow and steady. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands back to the mat. Tuck the left toes. Exhale that right leg back to meet the left. Downward dog. Pressing powerfully into your palms, reaching those heels towards the earth. The bottom of the exhale, drop the knees, chest and chin. Inhale through cobra. Take the heart up, take the gaze up. Exhale, tuck the toes, press powerfully through the palms, take the chest back towards the thighs. Take the left foot in between the hands, drop the knee, the right knee and the top of the right foot. Inhale those shoulders, take the hands through prayer position up to the sky, crescent moon, lunge into the front, left knee, pressing powerfully on the back left knee and the top of the foot. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands to the mat, tuck the right toes. Exhale that right foot up to meet the left, forward fold. Stay here, a few breaths. Let the head hang heavy. See if you can get your fingers to the ground. If you have the privilege to bring your fingers to the ground, maybe you can bring your palms to the earth and walk your palms back away from you. Bend the knees, inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands to the side. Great job, yogis. Let's do the same thing on the other side. A little more swift, follow my cues. Inhale, open the eyes. Exhale, hands through prayer position at the heart. Inhale, take the arms up overhead, look up, look back. Exhale, forward fold. This time, take the right leg back, drop the knee, top of the foot, hands through prayer position, crescent moon. Release the hands, tuck the back right toe, exhale the left leg back to meet the right. Press back to mountain pose. Hold the breath out. Drop to the knees, chest and chin. Ashtam Pranam. Inhale. Come up through Cobra. Draw that chest through the shoulders. Look up. Look back. Exhale. Release back down to the earth. Tuck the toes. Press and lift the hips back. Take the right foot in between the hands. Drop to the knee and the top of the foot. Hands through prayer. Crescent. Move. Release the hands back to the earth. Tuck the toes. Exhale. Bring the left leg back to meet the right. Forward fold. Inhale the hands together. Up, overhead. Look up and back. Exhale through prayer position at the heart. Release the hands. Close the eyes. Witness sensations, any swirling energy. You might feel some tingling around your toes, your fingertips, your skulls. Imagining all the capillaries activated, life force, moving stagnant energy. So grateful, grateful, grateful for our beautiful bodies. Go ahead and release. We'll open the eyes. We're going to come into our first asana, our first posture of the day. We're coming into chair pose. So we'll bring our feet together. We'll lift our arms up overhead, similar to before. You can have your arms parallel or in steeple position. Begin to bend the knees as if you're sitting down in a chair. You want to make sure that your knees are in alignment with your toes. Your gaze is in between your eyebrows up towards the ceiling, but your chin is parallel to the earth. So just your gaze, gaze, gaze up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the knees together. Draw the belly. The belly's active. Draw that belly button back towards the spine. Reaching those fingers up towards the ceiling. And then go ahead and lift your toes up off the mat. Just your toes. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Sit a little bit further. And 1. Inhale. Great job, everybody. Exhale. We're going to take our hands back behind us. Interlace those fingers and draw your hands back down the back side of the body. Open up the chest. And then to your degree, exhale slowly, bringing your chest down towards your thighs. And then see how far you can bring your hands away from the low back. Everybody's different. We're breathing in, letting gravity support us here. Letting the chin drop towards the chest, the top of the skull, towards the tops of the feet. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands, bend your knees, roll the body up and back. We'll come into twisted chair next. Bringing a massage into the internal organs. So first we'll work on our stomach and our small intestines. We'll bring our hands to prayer position. And just like before, we're going to bend at our knees as if we're sitting down on a chair. Take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Woo. Take the palms and press them into each other. Begin to twist from the hips, and then all the way. Take your shoulders and stack them, and then take your chin towards your right shoulder and look up towards the ceiling. Sit down a little bit further. You can stay here, or you can keep your elbow hooked on the outside of your right knee and take your left hand on the outside of your right foot to the earth. Take your right arm up towards the sky. Open up the chest, look up. If you have a bind, you can bend the elbow. Take your right hand on the outside of the left hip. Find your bind or just press for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come out gracefully and slowly. We'll do the same thing on the other side, this time bringing our loving awareness and attention to our liver, the hardest working internal organ. Hands in prayer position, feet and knees are together. Inhale. Exhale, begin to bend the knees, sitting down in a chair. This time, take the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Revolve from the hips, stacking the elbows, pressing the palms powerfully together. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Sit down a little bit further. Stay here or take the right hand on the outside of the left toes on the earth. Take the left hand up towards the ceiling. Reach those fingertips up. Find your bind or bend your left elbow and take your left hand on the outside of your right hip. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release slowly. Take your hands to the sides. Take a long, slow inhalation through the nose. Exhale slowly. Return the breath to normal. Great job, yogis. Let's next move into table pose. So we'll bring our feet together. Inhale, the arms up overhead. Just like before, they can be parallel or together, whatever's comfortable for you. Lengthen in the side body, and then exhale, begin to hinge at the waist, bending forward, keeping the back flat. Do your best to keep your ears parallel to the biceps, and then reach those fingertips towards the front of the room. You're pressing powerfully through your feet, pressing powerfully through your sits bones, visualizing that you're as flat as a table. Bring the weight into the balls of the feet. You're staring down directly from your nose. Your abs are engaged, your side ribs are stretching long towards the front of the room. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knees, take the hands through prayer. We're going to take our weight into our right foot. Get solid there in that right foot. Take the left leg back behind us. Keep the hips and the shoulders square. Press powerfully through your left heel. You can keep your hands at prayer position at the heart or back behind you. If you're feeling it, go ahead and take your arms up. Similar to last pose, parallel to the biceps, reach those fingertips towards the front of the room. Your big toes in alignment with the center of your body. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands through prayer. We're going to come back up. Stay on that right foot. Send that left leg out in front of you. See if you can lift that left leg and get those big toes as high as your hips. It's okay if you wobble. It's okay if you fall. We're having fun here this morning. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep staying here. Keep that left leg bent. Grab onto the ankle with the left hand. Coming into Natrajasana 1, Dancer 1. You can keep your hand at your heart, or you can take that arm up overhead. You can stay here, or you can take your hand on the inside of that left foot and begin to kick that back foot away from you as you bring the arc of the pose to the front of the body. Reach, reach, reach. And then we're going to come back out with grace and beauty. Good job, everybody. Shake it out. Give yourselves some appreciation when we practice balance poses. They bring us poise and grace in our days. So this time we're going to do the same thing on the other side, honoring that our body may be more fluid, strong, balanced on this side than the other, or vice versa. So first, just bringing our weight into the left foot. Find some balance here. Take our hands to prayer. Send that right leg back behind us. Keep the shoulders, hips square. I do that by pressing through my heel, and I can sense that my big toe is in alignment with the center of my body. I can keep my hands at prayer position or take my arms up overhead, parallel to the ears. Reach, reach, reach for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands back through prayer. We're going to pendulum that right leg back through center. Lift it up. Have some fun here. It's okay to wobble and fall. This is your practice. Everybody's different on day to day. So lift that big toe. Smile at the shake in the legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, grab onto the ankle, draw that heel towards the bum. Take the left arm up overhead. Dancer 1, stay here, or you can take your hand on the inside part of the foot or ankle and begin to take the arc of the pose to the front of the body. Reach, look past those left fingertips and take that right foot, kick that foot back and away. For 3, 2, and 1. Good job, everybody. Shake it out. Let's bring some loving energy to the side bodies. We'll take our feet to the outside edges of our sticky mat. Inhale those arms up overhead. Take the right hand, grab onto the left wrist. Let the left hip sway out to the side. Reach. Take that right arm and tug that left arm overhead. Go ahead and look up towards the ceiling past that left arm. Take the right armpit slightly more forward than the left. Reach, reach, reach. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up to center. We're going to switch sides. Take our time here. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drop that hip to the side. Draw that right arm overhead. Take the left armpit slightly more forward than the right. Look up towards the ceiling past that right arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up, release. Let's bring our feet together 5 inches apart. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the waist. We're going to come into a forward fold. Bend the knees here if you have to. But what we're trying to do here is get our fingers underneath of our toes. Take it as far back as you can. See if you can get your toes up to your wrists. Press powerfully into those feet and then begin to straighten the knees as best as you can. Let the head hang. If this is easy for you, then you can use the strength of your arms and bend your elbows. Draw the chest closer. Find what works for you. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everybody, let's bend the knees. Release the hands from underneath the feet. Everybody will take our 2-piece fingers and grab onto our big toes. Our knees are bent, and then we'll begin to straighten the backs of the knees. Take our gaze up towards the wall in front of us. See if you can pay attention to where the floor and the wall in front of you meet. Go ahead and see if you can look up a quarter way up the wall, halfway up the wall. Maybe you can see all the way where the wall in front of you meets the ceiling. For 3, 2, and 1. Exhale. Release, bend your hands, bend the knees. Take the hands to the mat, walk those feet back, come into mountain pose. Press the chest back towards the thighs. We'll bend the right knee gently, send the left heel towards the earth. Straighten the right leg, bend the left knee gently. Press your hands evenly into the mat. Coming up into both tippy toes. Take both heels down towards the earth. Press powerfully. That chest towards the thighs. Go ahead and lift the left leg up off the mat. Press through the heel. Press powerfully through your right palm. The left big toe is in alignment with the center of your body. See if you can lift it a little bit more. And as you exhale, swing that left leg through. Bring the right heel to the earth. We're going to lift our shoulders up away from the body. We're preparing for our warrior series, coming up into Virabhadrasana 1. We're going to lunge into that front hip. Our hips and shoulders are facing forward. My back right toes are about 2 p.m. Take your arms up overhead. They can be parallel or in steeple. Yogi's choice. Lunge a little bit further into that left knee. See if you can take your right armpit slightly more forward than the left. Lift. And then the gaze is in between your eyebrows up towards the ceiling. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to transition to Virabhadrasana 2. I like to take my right toes back a little bit. Open up the shoulders and the hips so they're facing the side wall. Take the arms away from one another and then lunge into that front left hip. Feeling strong like a warrior. Sink that energy from your pelvic floor down into the earth. As you inhale, lengthen and feel your skull grow towards the heavens. Exhale, take the right arm towards the left. Lunge towards the front, Avaya Virabhadrasana. Fearless warrior. So keep your belly from collapsing on the thigh. Your gaze is in between your eyebrows up towards the ceiling. Smiling at the shake of the leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the left hand on the inside of the left foot. Open up the shoulders. Take the right arm up towards the ceiling. Wiggle those right toes back if that feels good for you, and you can lunge a little bit further. Bend that right elbow and take the right hand on the outside of the left hip. Perhaps this is plenty for you. You can stay here. If you'd like to take your left hand underneath of your left thigh and find your bind, interlace your hands or grab onto your wrists. Open up the shoulders, stack them, look up. And 1. Release your hands to the earth. Drop the right knee. We're going to heel toe, our foot off the mat. Let's prepare for Kandanyasa. So we'll bring our hands underneath of our shoulders like we're going into a push-up position. This is an arm balance. So how this works is we're going to bend our elbows and we'll hook our left elbow into our left inner thigh. Lean forward and then hook that right elbow into the right hip. Lift the knee up off the mat and begin to play with balancing on your hands. Lift your left toes, maybe your right big toes. Give it several attempts. A is for effort. And when you feel complete, go ahead, everybody, let's take a rest in child's pose. Take the hips back towards the heels. Drop the forehead to the earth. See if you can bring your awareness back to the beating of your heart. Take a long, slow inhalation. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Return the breath to normal. Appreciating our brain, our entire nervous system, bringing your awareness to the back of the skull or the top of the spine connects to the base of the skull. And all the beautiful nerve endings and the nerves that travel through the spinal cord and take information throughout our body so that you can hear my words and your intellect can make sense out of them, and then you're able to move your body, follow instructions. Grateful, grateful for the beautiful nervous system. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, we're going to come back and meet in mountain pose so we can do the same thing on our solar side, our masculine side. Bring harmony to our body. So when you're ready, let's meet. This time, take the right leg back. Press through the heel so that the big toe is in alignment with the center of the body. Press powerfully through your left palm. Lift your leg a little bit more. Swing it on through. Bring the left heel to the earth so that the left toes are at about 10 p.m. Go ahead and lift the chest away from the thighs and then bend into that front right thigh. Shoulders and hips are square here. We're gripping the mat with the outside back of our back foot. Take the arms up overhead. We're engaged in our belly. Go ahead and twist a little bit so that the left armpit is slightly forward than the right. Your gaze is up in between your eyebrow center towards the ceiling. Chin is parallel to the earth for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, open up. Take that left leg back just a little bit more. We're coming into Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2. Your fingertips are reaching powerfully forward and backward, lunging into that front right knee. Inhale, take the left arm up to meet the right, Avaya Virabhadrasana, fearless warrior. Smiling at the shake of the legs. Sink a little bit further. Look up towards the ceiling through your eyebrow center. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Take the left arm up towards the sky. Look up towards the ceiling. Open up that heart. You can stay here. You can bend that left elbow, taking the back of the right palm on the outside of the right hip. You can also find your bind, taking your right hand underneath of your right thigh. Breathing slowly here for 3, 2. Open up that heart a little bit more. And 1. Release the hands to the earth. Drop the knee. Heel toe, heel toe. Kandanyasa on the other side. Hands in prayer or in push-up position. Hook that right elbow into the right thigh. Lean forward and hook that left elbow into the left hip joint. Or hip bone. And then begin to play with your balance. Engaging your abs, lifting one toe and the other. Give it a few tries. When you feel complete, go ahead and press those hips back to child's pose. Drop the forehead to the earth. Bringing your awareness to the beautiful digestive system, It takes in all of your consumption, organizes it to where your body can use your food as fuel, takes in the energy of the foods and your history, appreciating all the different parts of the digestive system and how it works for us to support us, and visualizing every cell of our digestion feeling vibrant, healthy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To all the plasma, blood, and fluids in our digestive system that just help our body feel strong and nourished. When you're ready, let's meet back up onto the mat. We're going to come into table. So our palms are underneath of our shoulders, our knees are underneath of our hips, the tops of the feet are on the mat. As we inhale, go ahead and drop the belly, take the gaze up towards the sky. Exaggerate these movements, please. Exhale, round everything. Tuck the chin in towards the chest, look at the belly button. This should feel really good. We'll do several rounds at your pace. Inhaling, rounding, exhaling, pulling everything in. Exhale. After your next round, we'll meet in tabletop. Go ahead and extend the left arm out in front of you as if you're going to reach out and shake my hand. Keep the back of the neck long so that you're looking down on the mat just underneath of your nose. And then lift your right leg up. Press through the heel towards the back wall. This should feel good. Activate, stretch through the side bodies. Feel strong and powerful. Reach, reach, reach through both ends of the body. Stay here or take the left hand back to grab onto the right ankle. Lift that knee and kick that foot away from you. If you're able, look back over the left shoulder towards the wall behind you. Have some fun with it. It's okay if you wobble. It's okay if you fall. When you're ready to come out, you can lean back, shake it out. We'll do the other side. First, coming into tabletop, take the right arm out. Reach it towards the front of the room. Reach, reach, reach through those fingertips. Send the left leg back. Press through the heel. Lengthen. And then when you're ready, we'll take the left knee, bend it, grab on with the right hand. Lift and kick that foot away. And then take the gaze over the right shoulder up towards the ceiling. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. We'll walk our hands back. Let's go ahead and come into a squat. Shake out the hands. We use the squat as prep pose. Let's come into crow. Another arm balance here. So let's take our hands to the earth, just about shoulder distance apart. Lift the hips up, begin to bend at the elbows so that you can lean forward and take your knees onto the outside of your triceps. Look forward, make shelves with your arms, and then begin to lift one toe, then the other toe. Give it a few tries. If you can go straight into your headstand here, feel free. Yogi's choice. Give it a few tries. If you're up in headstand and you want to take your legs wide, do any variations that work for you. And those that are in headstand, you can stay there, or if you'd like to also do Sharvangasana shoulder stand, you can come down and prepare with us. So if you have a baggy shirt like Evan, you can go ahead and tuck it into your shirt. If you have headstand practice in the middle of the room and you prefer to do that, by all means. If you prefer to do the inversion practice with Sharvangasana, everybody, let's come down, laying down flat on our back with our arms down beside us, palms facing down. Go ahead and put your palms facing down underneath of your low back, and then we'll begin to lift up onto our forearms, thank you. Bend the knees, and then take your hands to the low back, fingertips facing up, and bend the elbows, and so you're supporting yourself on your triceps. Go ahead and extend your legs up towards the ceiling. Your gaze is in between your big toes. Your chin is in your chest. Your breath is long, slow, and steady. When we practice inversions, we're supporting our thyroid, our parathyroid. All of our internal organs are receiving an internal wash, a bath from reversing gravity. And so all the fluids are getting a nice flush. Really good for us. When you're ready to come out, what we're going to do is bend the knees. Actually, no, let's take one leg over your head towards the floor. It's okay if the toes don't reach. Inhale that leg back up through center. We'll bring the opposite leg towards the floor. Bring that leg back up through center. See if you can bring both feet towards the floor. It's okay if they don't reach. If they do, you have the privilege of bringing your hands away from your low back. You can interlace them and draw them towards the floor. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Bring your hands back to your low back. And then we're going to bend the knees down towards our ears. I want you to roll out as slowly as you can. Extend your legs flat out on the mat. Bring your heels together, your arms down by your sides, palms facing up. Let your head and neck drop from side to side and back to center. Next, to help relieve some of the stress from the inversions, let's everybody come into fish pose. So we'll take our palms are facing down, and we'll bring them underneath of our low back, and then we'll begin to bend the elbows, lifting the chest up off the mat, coming to rest on the top of our head. Our elbows are in, our feet are together, our ankles are together. We're pressing through our heels. Go ahead with your fish gills. Take your bottom set of teeth past your upper set of teeth. Relax your breath in the face. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. Release your hands to the sides. Let your head and neck drop from side to side and back to center. Let's go ahead and bring the soles of our feet to the earth. So bend the knees, bring the soles of the feet. We're going to take the left heel and cross it over the right thigh, coming into figure 4. So go ahead and lift your right foot up off the mat. Take your left elbow and take it through that little triangle in between your legs. Take your right hand and interlace, whether it's behind your right thigh or in front of your right shin, and then hug that knee in towards your chest. See if you can use your left elbow to press that left knee away from you and breathe into that left hip. Lift the right foot up into a 90 degrees. Press through that right heel. Activate the toes towards the body. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release that right foot to the earth. Uncross the ankle. You can release the legs however it feels good to you. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. So take the right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. Lift the left leg coming into 90 degrees. Take the right hand through that hole in between your legs and either grab on, interlace your hands in front of, like underneath of the knee on the shin. If that's too much for you, you can do it behind, so more so like in front of the, or behind the left thigh. Activate the toes towards the body so you're pressing through your heels. Take the right elbow and press that the right elbow, press the right knee away from the body. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release the feet back to the earth. Shake it out. We're going to roll over onto our right side. We're going to help the body come upright. We're cooling down here, and we definitely want to make sure we get in a forward fold stretch. So come into stick pose. I like to remove the fleshy parts from my sits bones. Extend the feet directly out from the hips. The toes are back towards the body. Inhale the arms up. Drop the shoulders. Lunge, hinging. Reach the heart towards the top of the feet. And then grab on where you're able to. Maybe you can take your grab onto your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, open up that heart. And then exhale, fold forward. Drop the chin into the chest. Let your breath breathe long and slow. The visual here is not necessarily the nose to the knees, but more so like the top of the head towards the top of the feet. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, slowly coming up, stacking the vertebrae. Take your feet wide to the edges of the sticky mat. Take the right arm to the mat behind you. Maybe you can come down onto your forearm. Take the left hand either on your right thigh or your fingertips towards the earth. Inhale, open, and then exhale, look as far back as you can on that back wall behind you. Coming into a beautiful twist. This should feel juicy. Take your gaze, look as far back as you can for 3, 2, and 1. Gently come out of this, press into the palm, and then the forearm, and then we're going to switch sides. Coming down onto our left forearm. And take our right fingertips either on the outside of our left thigh or towards the earth. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Take the gaze as far back as you can. The toes are pointing up towards the heavens. For 3, 2, and 1. Press into the forearm. Help the body come out. We're almost there, yogis. We're going to come into Navasana, boat pose. Sit back on your tail. Take those toes up towards the ceiling. Your knees can be bent. The shoulders rolled up and back, and then your arms are to the side. You're balancing. Engage that belly here. Your gaze is in between your big toes. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Go ahead, Kapalabhati. Forceful exhalation through the nose. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release. 180 degrees, everybody. And we're going to come into our favorite yoga posture, Shavasana. So if you've been with us and you've stayed this whole time, please, this is the most important part where we can integrate all the medicine from these postures. Go ahead and let yourself take a nice big inhalation. Let the mouth open. Exhale slowly through the mouth. I'll take you through a guided relaxation. Your hands are about 6 inches away from your thighs, palms facing up. Your ankles are about 10 to 12 inches away from one another, feet falling to the side. Go ahead and lift your right foot up off the mat 2 inches. Point the toes, flex the foot, and then let it fly. Go ahead and lift your left foot up off the mat. Point and flex 2 inches, and then let it fly. Inhale. Lift, engage your belly. Lift, tighten your bum, and draw your belly button back towards the spine, and then let it release. As you inhale, draw that breath all the way up the side body. Bring that breath all the way up to the chest, and then open your mouth and let out a nice drop your chin into the chest, keeping the back of the head onto the mat, and release. Let the head rock from side to side and back to center. Make a fist with the right hand, lift it 2 inches up off the mat, and let it flop. Make a fist with the left hand, lift it 2 inches up off the mat, and then let it flop. Lion's breath. Inhale. Exhale, open the mouth, stick out the tongue, bug out the eyes. Bring the breath back to normal. Inhale. Tighten the eyes, squeeze the forehead, tighten every muscle on your head, feel every hair on your head, just tighten, 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 and release. Bringing your awareness to that upper lip and noticing the temperature as you breathe in and out. Without any effort, just let your breath be as it is. You're simply the observer, watching the breath, cooling as you inhale, noticing the warmer temperature on your upper lip as you exhale. Next, bring your awareness, again without any effort, simply witnessing your belly button as you breathe. Notice its natural rise and fall. Without changing a thing, I want you to count backwards from 10 all the way to 1. Inhale, navel up, 10. Exhale, navel down, 10. Inhale, navel up, 9. Exhale, navel down, 9. Inhale, navel up, 8. Exhale, navel down, 8. At your pace, all the way down to 1. Release your count. Wherever you are, just let yourself be. Complete relaxation. And begin to draw your awareness back into the physical, allowing your attention to be at your upper lip as you inhale and exhale. Taking your thumb and touching each fingertip as you reawaken into this new now. And at your pace, go ahead and inhale and reach your arms up overhead, stretching long. And let your body reawaken in the most perfect way that works for you. Eventually rolling over onto your right side, everybody meeting in a side-lying fetal position. Taking a moment to honor yourself for your practice. Taking the efforts to roll the mat out and be with us. I want you to come back to your intention that you set for yourself at the beginning of practice and acknowledge the experience it gave you. Acknowledge yourself, appreciate yourself. For engaging and actively growing our self-love. Good job, yogis. When you're ready, and only when you're ready, take your left palm and press it into the earth, or your top palm, whichever one. Help your body come upright into a comfortable seated position, facing forward, just like we began. With your chin tilted down ever so slightly so that the back of the neck is long. As you breathe here, feeling yourself rooted into the earth, grateful for our connection and support by the earth. all her energies. You can feel as we inhale and grow, feel the back of our neck long and the top of our skull grow towards the sun and the moon. Feeling connected to all that is and rooted into the earth where we live. Honoring these practices, all the yogis that have been before us, all the teachers, masters. We honor that as we commit to our practice, we then take yoga off the mat, and when people meet us in the day, they can tell something's different. So please take the shine from the sun, from our practice, and take it out into the world with you. Bringing the hands into prayer position, bowing gracefully at your heart center. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste. Mahalo nui yogis for joining us here at Live Yoga Channel. Come back again. We'll be doing similar on Thursday, 7 a.m. Hawaii time. Evan will be leading then. Tomorrow, Tuesday, at 10, I'll be leading a half-hour work break. Let's do some chair yoga. Whether you are motion restricted, you're sitting too much, you have an injury, you have a loved one that talks about doing yoga but feels a little intimidated, invite them back to the Live Yoga Channel to practice with me, 10 a.m. on Tuesdays for chair yoga. And then again, I'll be tuning in live at noon Hawaii time on Tuesday for the Trust Your Guts Club. This is where we talk about all things yoga for the organs and digestive health. I'm Terra, the metabolic therapist, and I love to support women especially, well, people and women that are struggling with digestive stress. I use yogic principles and metabolic therapies to deal with my body and my health, and I'm so happy to share with others. So come on back. We've got a lot going on here. Please, if you learned something today, like, subscribe, share with your loved ones. We're so happy to share this time with you. Have a blessed day. Aloha.